Hey guys, welcome back to High Conflict Co-Parenting Unplugged. This is where I talk to you guys a little bit about my divorce journey. I'm actually been separated for about 3 years, but we are just filing paperwork now. And I can't tell you how stressful it is because in the 3 years that we were separated, the first year we were amicable. And this is where I messed up, okay? I tried to get back together with him because he expressed that he really wanted to try to work it out. So we gave it a second chance. We gave it a third chance. And I think this third time around is what really broke the camel's back. Instead of going back to trying to make it amicable, he basically discarded me and is now hating me with a vengeance. And every interaction I have with him is a very volatile one. I've been talking to you guys lately about other episodes about how I have suspicions that my ex actually is a covert narcissist. And I've been kind of beating myself up about the fact that I've never recognized the signs before of him being emotionally abusive and also being a narcissist. And to my defense, I think it was mostly because I didn't know any better. This man I've been with since I was 17 years old. I wasn't in any other relationships, so a lot of the problems that we had in our relationship, I thought they were normal problems. I thought it was maybe growing pains. I thought maybe we grew apart. I thought maybe I fell in love with him. I didn't realize that some of the rage episodes that he would have, me having to walk around eggshells in my own house, his constant mood swings, his punching of the walls, his throwing stuff in the backyard, him criticizing me and him berating me for like 30 minutes straight. I didn't realize these were signs of actually emotional abuse and possibly that he was a narcissist. So if you're going through the same thing where you're just like, my God, I lived with this person for like 16 years. I lived with this person for like 20 years and I had no idea. Girl, I'm in the same boat. I was with this man for over 20 years and never would have thought to call him a narcissist. But here's the thing though, I think it's because you just don't know that they are at the age of 17. Narcissism is just one of those things that kind of gets worse over time. So as they get older, the signs of their narcissism actually gets more and more prominent. And like I said, I had no other relationships to compare it to. So I didn't realize that some of these things that were happening years prior to our separation were really abnormal things until I started talking to people out loud about the situation. And they literally would tell me that that stuff was not normal. I think one of the things that's super frustrating about a covert narcissist is that they like to portray themselves as being a super nice person, a super nice guy, a super helpful person to the outside world. So yeah, at your son's soccer game, he may be the first person that jumps up to help with a tent. So in that aspect, everybody around you is going to look at him like he's such a nice person. He's always there to help. But behind closed doors, if you displease him, if you say no to him, that rejection will send him into several rage episodes. He'll try to punish you by not doing certain things around the house. He'll say things under his breath to hurt your feelings because he wants you to hurt more than you have hurt him. These little personality quirks of his actually got worse over time after my kids were born. I think once my kids were born, I just stopped paying more and more attention to him. My focus was being a mom and being a really good mom and being there for my kids. And because of the fact that a lot of the times I felt like I was parenting him as well, like I have to worry about him, making food for him, cleaning up after him, and never once did he really anticipate my needs, I started distancing myself from him a lot more. So we became like basically roommates over time, and this caused him to be a little bit more moody. He would literally walk around the house stomping. If he like stepped on something or stubbed his toe, the whole house would freaking hear it. Like he would be complaining and yelling so loud. He would wash the dishes maybe, but he would do it really angrily. Like just the aura around the whole thing, almost like he was blaming the whole house that he had to do the dishes. And because he had such this angry undertone every single time, you would wake up thinking to yourself, I wonder what mood he's in today. You would kind of walk on eggshells around him. You would, stop like engaging in conversation because you just didn't know how he was going to react. That's what I went through for I would say almost 2 years out of our relationship near the end. Sometimes I had to hide in our bedroom. And I was telling my friend today that there was only one time he had put his hands on me. We were having some sort of argument. It was a really dumb argument, honestly. It was about coffee. But he really said something to me that I did not like, so I confronted him about it. And then when he was basically done having the conversation, because he's already said his part, he started to walk away. And at that moment in time, I remember I was bold enough to be like, no, we're not done with this conversation. I'm not letting you walk away. And I kept walking towards him and trying to get him to talk about what was happening. I followed him upstairs. He tried to lock himself in the bathroom. I tried to get into the bathroom. And then he came out, pushed me up against a railing, grabbed my arm really hard. I remember the next morning I had a bruise on my arm with his handprint on it. And it never happened again. So I didn't think it was, abuse. But now I think about it, my trauma response to that was to never, ever get in an argument with him again where I would be chasing after him to try to finish an argument. So instead, I would avoid them. If he was angry about anything, I would let him just talk down to me and verbalize his anger. And I would shut down and not say anything. I would just listen to him for 30 minutes sometimes and nod my head and not say anything. So now that I think about the progression of kind of what happened to me, I do think somewhat I was fearful that it could be worse, that I could make him so angry that he would hurt me. And that was why near the ending where we separated the first time, I literally would avoid him and not talk to him because I didn't want him to get even more angry. And it just sucks because I didn't know any better. I didn't realize he couldn't change. I didn't realize that he was going to get worse over time, and it's really gotten really bad. And now I have children with him, and it's so depressing, and I'm so stressed. Anyway, all I'm trying to say is that if you're going through the same thing, it's not your fault. We don't know until we know. We can't see it until we see it, and when we see it, we cannot unsee it. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're staying strong. Make sure you subscribe to keep up on my journey. Sending you lots of love. Talk to you next time. Bye.